6. YouTube comment to Peanut Butter Sacrifice 224. Just a note to let you know that my cover, featuring your magnificent piano track, is now up to 2,000 views. So if you get an influx of rabid subscribers, that may be partially why. Saturday, September 22nd, morning. I have a homework hangover, which is actually good. It means I don't have any energy to be nervous about hanging with two new-sighted people, one-on-one. I'm glad I'll have Aaron and Joanna time in the middle. I'm less worried about hanging with Shayla. She's older and a girl. Phil's a different story. Granted, ever since he and I met in English earlier this year, he's rolled with the punches well, asking blindness questions only on a need-to-know basis. But I don't want to need too much, or somehow make him wish he never asked me to chill with him in the first place. I overslept and don't want to be late for Shayla, so I rushed to get ready. Requisite Lucky Charms and chocolate milk breakfast, feeding Yelbo, hair, earrings, and makeup, featuring an orangey coral lipstick my aunt sent me. My outfit's definitely PG-13, so I throw a hoodie over it. Mom and Dad never blink at my jacket affinity. When I was little, I hated carrying my jackets. I always needed my hands free to touch everything, and thought I was too cool to tie hoodies around my waist. So rain and shine, they're used to seeing me bundled up. Little do they know that the second I'm past the house, I never wear jackets unless it's sub-zero. Mom dropped me off after a mercifully quick meet and greet. I think she was distracted by Shayla's house and neighborhood, which Mom described as ritzy. Shayla and I are standing in her living room. She told me her parents are out, but the house still smells like family breakfast. Coffee and bacon, mostly, mixed with new carpet. The piano's in the other room. Shayla sounds shy again. Do I hold your hand, or... I hold your elbow. I kick off my shoes, strip off my hoodie, and carefully extend my hand. I've inadvertently bumped more breasts than I'd like to admit while attempting to initiate sighted guide. Montez used to joke that I did it on purpose, which made me mad. I'd never do anything like that. Thankfully, Shayla brings her arm to my hand. It's only when we're side by side that I realize how tall she is. I have to raise my own arm slightly to grip her elbow. I had a tall girl crush in 6th grade. I used to complain that my arm was getting tired, so she'd hold my hand. The skin of Shayla's arm is impossibly soft and warm, and she smells like cinnamon. Something a little too strong to be excitement rips through the bottom of my stomach. Not that it matters. Shayla's a cool, talented senior. I'll be lucky if she even agrees to give me piano lessons. Step down, Shayla says. Tile changes to carpet, and I sense a large presence in front of us. The piano, I'm sure. The bench is right in front of you. Shayla sounds a little nervous, and I wonder why. It's not about me. If it was, she'd be frantically overhelping like Joanna did way back when. I sit on the bench, using the pedals to get my bearings. The ivory keys are smooth as silk, not a scratch, chip, or dent. I play a chord and swoon over the tone. This is a grand, huh? Yeah, we got it last year. When I was 6, sitting on Santa's lap, I told him the only thing in the world I wanted was a grand piano. I wrote about pianos at school, gluing sheet after sheet of heavy Braille paper into my 1st grade journal. I dreamed about my piano. I crayoned pictures of pianos. I used my little toy keyboard to write a song about how delicious my future piano would sound. Christmas morning, sharing under tree space with George's new gamer laptop, was a brand new electric keyboard, complete with pedals, tons of settings, and 88 weighted keys. It was, I'm sure, the best keyboard my parents could afford, and when Dad set it up in my room and I played some Mozart, it sounded great. But I still cried. I wanted a grand piano, a real piano, so much. But then Dad connected the keyboard to his laptop. He recorded my playing. We made a Braille cheat sheet for the settings and buttons. The keyboard could be drums, an organ, a flute, an accordion, an entire symphony. It could slip into our trunk and come with me to school. No more clunky, out-of-tune upright when I played in talent shows and choir concerts. I hadn't gotten what I'd wanted, but I'd gotten something that was, if not better, then different in the best way possible. I'd gotten something I hadn't known I wanted. I printed out your scores. Shayla's turning pages. I can't wait for the Scarlatti. I'm so in love with him. Right? I'm glad she sounds more relaxed now. Let me grab a pencil. Shayla's footsteps, as she runs across the carpet, are light and quick. When she races into another room, I hear bare feet slapping linoleum. It makes me wonder what else she's wearing. or not wearing. I get a visceral impression of long, graceful bare legs and short shorts, slender thighs visible. I need to stop. Okay, Shayla flops onto the sofa. I'm just gonna take notes. Don't worry, they won't be judgy. I swivel my head enough to smile at her. Judge away, I can handle it. Okay, ready whenever you are. I take a steadying breath, then launch into the Scarlatti. It's fast and frenetic, all octave leaps and wild arpeggios. I haven't taken lessons for over a year, so it's not polished, but I've played my Scarlatti enough that I only flub a few passages. Behind me, Shayla quietly turns pages and scribbles, keeping score, as Aaron always jokes. When I release the pedal after the closing chord, Shayla exhales in delight, snapping her fingers the way people do after poetry. Aaron's right, you're incredibly gifted. I shift on the bench and make a face at her. You are! There's so much joy in your playing. It's like piano's your lifeblood. It is, but if I admit that, she'll ask why I'm not in band, and I don't want to go there. Ready for Beethoven? Yes, please. I take another breath to regroup, then jump in. This piece is calmer, slower. Playing it reminds me of lounging in a jacuzzi. How long have you studied? Shayla marvels when I'm done. I started lessons when I was 5. Again, I pivot on the bench so I'm facing her. Throughout my childhood, Mom constantly reminded me that sighted people would think I was rude if I didn't look at them. Turning to face people's habit now. My first piano teacher was blind, and he taught me to read Braille music. It's a shit show, but I'm glad he drilled it. I hate just learning off recordings. Right, you want to make your interpretations your own. Exactly. I love that she gets this. What about fingerings? Shayla wants to know. Are they Braille for you? Not always. My Scarlatti doesn't have them. I figured, she giggles. Some of your fingering's pretty wild. I feel myself blushing. It's not bad. Shayla seems to assume I'm embarrassed about her critique rather than her word choice. You pulled it off, but I have some tips. Cool. I bounce on the bench, grateful for the out. Tell me. Well, your form's good, but there should be some horizontal action in your wrists, especially with those big leaps in the Scarlatti. I pick a passage of the Scarlatti at random and try to flex my wrists. Immediately, my fingers fumble. Crap. I try again and mess up again. Stop for a sec. Shayla walks over. Is it okay if I put my hand under your wrist to show you the motion? Sure. Actually, it'd probably be easier if... Can I sit next to you? Whatever works. I wonder why she's being so awkward. Shayla perches on the edge of the bench and carefully slides her left hand under my right wrist. It's sort of... She tries to flex my wrist. I must look as lost as I feel because she says, maybe feel my wrist instead. I can fake the right hand for a few measures. We switch places and she plays, practically perfectly, of course. I try to focus on the movement of her wrist, not on her soft skin or that cinnamon smell or how well she plays. That cinnamon scent is intoxicating, light and spicy. Did that help? What? My face gets hot again. Oh, can you do it one more time? Sorry. It's totally fine, sure. She repeats the passage. Now you, both hands. I try. And fail. Damn it! You're feeling the keys with your fingers too much. Let your wrists lead. They know the distances of the jumps better than you think. Then your fingers can work more on dynamics. I repeat the sequence, letting my wrists steer, hoping my fingers will magically land where they're supposed to. And they do. I squeal and grab Shayla in a hug. I must startle her because she doesn't hug back. Instead, she scoots off the bench. She does laugh, though. Apparently, she isn't into me, or isn't a touch person. Maybe both. I'm disappointed. The more I hang with Shayla, the more I like her. That scholarship's mine! I thrust my fists into the air. Shayla giggles. Play it again, quick, so it sticks. You know it, poet, I say, and she laughs.